This here is the TR-808 drum machine. Invented around the 1980s, it has been on every classic record you've ever heard, well, just about. It is the sound of the future, and has been for quite some time. What it isn't, though, is exactly as you imagine it. You have fixed in your mind a different 808 kick, a different 808 hand clap, a different snare, and part of that has to do with the fact that it's gone through so many iterations. It's been mastered and remixed into a beautiful sound. Present it to you. This is the 808 kick. This here is the TR-808 drum machine. Voluminous and beautiful and booms. But what it doesn't quite do is match your imagination, and this is where this device on my right comes in. This is the TR-8, and it maybe approximates a little bit more of where your mind wants to go. One thing I want to make very clear is the 808 was kind of a misfit when it was first released. It was based on an idea that a drum machine didn't have to be an exactment of what the drum kit was. And the Roland 808 is something else. It's like, I don't know how to describe this exactly. It's like if you imagined a robot blasting away on garbage bins and these things, it would kind of get you a little closer to what it sounded like at the time. There was other more popular drum machines, and thusly the 808 kind of had its day, about 4 years of production, and then kind of ceased. But that isn't because it was a failure, much rather it was just something different outside of expectation. So, over the course of itself, it became more and more legendary, and then it starts to feature higher and higher in our imagination. So this difference between the 808 kick and the 8, this isn't an accident. This is part of our imagination towards these devices. It's important to highlight that the Roland 808, the TR-808, the transistor rhythm 808, was not to be a perfect reflection of a drum kit. It wasn't to be an exactment. And as such, it has its own analog circuitry that allows for breath. Strange as it may sound, it is not metronomic. It's not a computerized device. As much as it might have circuitry, it fidgets a little bit, it hesitates, it moves. And that's what has become the thing between, be it the Beastie Boys or Yellow Magic Orchestra. That's what makes it feature highly. That's what causes it to sustain in our imagination and keep on playing on records. It has personality. It becomes an instrument in the band. This same hesitation is also what keeps it away from just being a computerized version, an absolute. I'd like to play you a few more notes on the 808 before we move over fully to the 8 and see what that does. Way to touch basically on what that grid system can be. With all that complication and rhythm that's at play with itself, it's just a platform, a canvas for you to paint into. And unlike the computer, which wants and begs for absolute rendition, this allows it the space to kind of shift slightly. This is a computerized system of samples, and it doesn't have to be paired with the 808 to have some of that breath and change. Simply moving the shuffle around a little bit or changing with the scatter function allows for all kinds of like strange unknowables. I'm interested in that stuff. I think most computerized people would be. This here is the TR-808 drum machine.